In a shocking twist that electrified the entire pro wrestling community, legendary WWE icon Jimmy Hart found his signature megaphone missing during a bustling fan convention, an unexpected mystery that has sent shockwaves through fans and insiders alike as questions swirl around who slipped away with one of wrestling's most recognizable memorabilia pieces. Professional wrestling has always thrived on spectacle, its vibrant characters, unforgettable catchphrases, and legendary props that stand the test of time. Among those iconic items, few are as instantly recognizable as the booming red and white megaphone wielded by WWE legend Jimmy, the Mouth of the South, Hart. Known for his unmistakable voice and louder-than-life personality, Hart used his megaphone for decades to hype up crowds, energize wrestlers, and cement his place as one of the most memorable managers in sports entertainment history. Yet during a recent wrestling convention packed with fans, memorabilia dealers, and industry personalities, an unexpected incident stole the spotlight. Jimmy Hart's famous megaphone suddenly vanished. The disappearance quickly became the most talked-about moment of the entire event. What should have been a routine meet-and-greet appearance spiraled into a mystery that caught attendees off guard, raised concerns among security teams, and even sparked emotional reactions from longtime fans who revered the megaphone as a piece of wrestling history. While details remain unconfirmed and no official investigation results have been released, the story has grown into a major conversation across social media, fan forums, and wrestling enthusiast communities worldwide. The convention, held in a large metropolitan arena buzzing with weekend crowds, was filled with tables of merchandise, autograph stations, live interviews, and nostalgic displays dedicated to wrestling's golden eras. Jimmy Hart, always a fan favorite, drew a steady line of visitors. Fans eagerly awaited selfies, autographs, and quick chats with the Hall of Famer, many of them recalling childhood memories of Hart yelling into his megaphone as he guided some of the greatest talents in wrestling history. The megaphone itself had been placed near Hart's signing table as part of his display, allowing fans the chance to photograph one of the most recognizable props in WWE history. Witnesses described the atmosphere as energetic but orderly, at least until the moment the megaphone went missing. According to several people present near Hart's booth, there was a short period when Hart momentarily stepped away for a backstage break. During that time, volunteers and security personnel shifted their attention to managing crowd flow for an adjacent panel discussion featuring several other wrestling personalities. In that brief window, someone apparently seized the opportunity to approach the table unnoticed. When Hart returned minutes later, the conversation buzz quickly turned into confusion. The megaphone was no longer there. One fan who had been standing near the booth described the moment as surreal, saying that at first many assumed the megaphone had simply been moved by staff or placed in a protective case. But when Hart himself asked where it had gone, the reality of the situation became clear. The legendary accessory, an item fans considered one of wrestling's most iconic symbols, had disappeared in the middle of a bustling crowd. Within minutes, event staff initiated a search. Security teams were notified, nearby vendors were questioned, and attendees were asked whether they had seen anything unusual. Some described seeing a person lingering near the table earlier in the afternoon, but no details have been verified. Because conventions can be crowded and chaotic, especially at peak hours, identifying a potential suspect has proven challenging. Surveillance footage from the venue is reportedly being reviewed, though officials have not released any details regarding what the cameras may have captured. As word spread, fans expressed shock and frustration. Many attendees took to social media to share their experiences, offering support to Hart while condemning whoever might have taken the megaphone. Several posts went viral, with thousands of fans commenting that stealing such an iconic prop wasn't just a crime, it was a global insult to the history of professional wrestling. Some fans went as far as calling the megaphone a cultural treasure, emphasizing its importance not only to Hart's career but also to decades of wrestling storytelling. Though Jimmy Hart has not issued a detailed public statement, those who interacted with him after the incident reported that he handled the situation with professionalism and good spirits, despite the disappointment. Known for his upbeat personality, Hart reportedly continued signing autographs and meeting with fans, determined not to let the incident overshadow the positive energy of the event. Still, many who approached him could sense that the loss of the megaphone weighed heavily on him. For Hart, the megaphone wasn't just a prop, it was a symbol of his identity, his legacy, and his connection to fans worldwide. Over the years, the megaphone has appeared in countless matches, interviews, backstage segments, and promotional events. It has symbolized Hart's trademark managerial style, loud, exciting, and unapologetically passionate. In the world of wrestling, where characters and props help shape the emotional connection between performers and fans, the megaphone was more than a tool, it was an extension of Hart's personality. Losing such a piece of memorabilia carries emotional significance that goes far beyond its material value. Industry insiders have also weighed in, with several wrestling commentators and retired performers expressing their thoughts on the situation. Some suggested that the theft might have been a misguided attempt by a fan to claim a piece of wrestling history, while others speculated that it could have been taken for resale purposes, considering the high value of rare wrestling memorabilia. Online marketplaces sometimes see rare wrestling items sold for thousands of dollars. However, even if that were the motive, selling such a recognizable item publicly would attract immediate attention, making it difficult for the thief to profit from it. The incident has also prompted discussions about security measures at conventions and similar public events. While fan expos have always prided themselves on being open, friendly spaces for interaction between fans and their favorite personalities, the growing value of memorabilia, combined with large crowds, raises questions about how valuables should be displayed and protected. Some experts have suggested that highly recognizable items like Hart's megaphone should be securely cased or closely monitored at all times to prevent similar incidents in the future. Despite the unfortunate event, many fans have rallied behind Jimmy Hart with strong messages of solidarity. Several attendees started hashtags on social media encouraging the return of the megaphone, calling on the person responsible to return it anonymously or drop it off at a local facility. Fans across wrestling communities continue to express hope that the item will be recovered. After all, wrestling fandom is built on passion, respect, and shared nostalgia, values that many hope will inspire the return of such an important piece of memorabilia. Interestingly, several individuals have already offered to donate replica megaphones to Hart, though fans universally agree that no replacement could truly match the original. The stolen megaphone represented decades of history, an irreplaceable artifact connected to hundreds of legendary moments. The mystery surrounding the disappearance remains unsolved. Whether the megaphone was taken intentionally or mistakenly assumed to be part of a dealer's merchandise is still unclear. However, the idea that someone might have purposefully walked off with an item of such emotional significance has left many shocked. As officials continue reviewing footage and gathering information, fans cling to hope that the megaphone will resurface. Events like this remind the wrestling community of just how cherished these artifacts are, and how deeply they resonate with generations of fans who grew up watching the legends who brought them to life. The story has since become a widespread topic on wrestling podcasts, YouTube channels, and fan blogs. Analysts have used the moment to reflect on Hart's unparalleled contributions to the industry. His voice, his energy, and his megaphone created an unforgettable presence that helped elevate countless performers. The disappearance of such an iconic item serves as a reminder of his impact and the deep emotional connection between fans and the memorabilia tied to their favorite talents. While the incident was unfortunate, it has also sparked an outpouring of appreciation for Hart. Many fans have shared stories of meeting him over the years, describing him as one of the kindest, most positive figures in professional wrestling. The overwhelming support may very well overshadow the negative aspects of the situation, turning the moment into a rallying point for fans to honor his legacy. The convention organizers have expressed regret over the occurrence, emphasizing their commitment to improving security for future events. They have encouraged anyone with information to come forward and have stated that they will continue cooperating with venue security teams to resolve the matter. In the grand scheme of wrestling history, props come and go, but some hold a timeless significance, and Jimmy Hart's megaphone is one of them. The incident has reminded fans of how much emotional weight wrestling memorabilia carries. These items are more than plastic, paint, or metal, they're symbols of eras, memories, and the performers who shaped them. As the wrestling community waits for updates, one thing is clear, the megaphone may be missing, but the love and respect for Jimmy, the mouth of the South, Hart is louder than ever. The support from fans worldwide, spread through heartfelt posts, encouraging messages, and passionate discussions, illustrates just how strong the connection is between legends and the people who admire them. Whether the megaphone is eventually recovered or not, Jimmy Hart's legacy remains intact. His voice, his charisma, and his contributions will continue echoing across wrestling history. The incident has unexpectedly highlighted just how iconic he and his megaphone truly are, sparking a renewed wave of appreciation for one of the most unforgettable personalities in the WWE universe. For now, the wrestling community can only hope that the missing megaphone will be returned safely. Until then, fans remain united, reminding the world that while props can be stolen, legends like Jimmy Hart can never be silenced.